Hey there, guys, and welcome back to the Two Players Podcast, episode 62. We're going to be talking about everything E3 2018 related, things that, or games that we saw that were interesting to us, and we're going to be talking about those extensively. But first, we're going to get into the press conferences and dabble into some other things later on in the show. So first up, press conferences. For me personally, I didn't get to watch everything because of school and work and all this stuff. But I did watch Microsoft, Bethesda, and Nintendo. So I'll just let Damian go first because I believe you watched most of these, right?
Yeah, I was able to watch all of them. So EA was the first one to go, and EA was pretty bad. I think that's safe to say. I don't think anyone really expects anything from EA. They went through the typical stuff, like FIFA and like the sports games they have, and like Battlefield. I think they announced the Battlefield Royale, which people were kind of upset about because Battle Royale. But they also showed Anthem, but it wasn't like a whole lot of it either. So it's even like the main thing a lot of people went for was Battlefield and Anthem, and it didn't even really show that much. So overall, EA was kind of just like a waste of time, and it was pretty long too. It was like an hour and a half, so yeah, it really wasn't that great. But again, I think a lot of people expect EA to just be bad at this point, so it's kind of your fault if you kind of expect it to be good.
Yeah, that's pretty much why I skipped on it. Like for Nintendo, I had school, but I watched the VOD afterwards because, I'm a huge Nintendo fan. But for EA, I was kind of just like, people said it was bad. I'm not going to waste my time with it.
Yeah, it wasn't that great. Next was Microsoft, right?
Yeah, Microsoft was next on the schedule. And personally, I like their press conference a lot. Despite a lot of the games that they showed off that I was pretty excited for is probably are either multi-platform or available on Steam or coming out next year, pretty much.
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt. This was the only one I didn't get to watch live because I was at work, but I did watch the VOD later on. And I was sad I didn't get to watch it live because a lot of the game announcements are really good because, again, like you said, most of them are like coming to other consoles and aren't really exclusive to Xbox, which is kind of bad for them, but it's great for everyone else. So I thought the press conference was really good. They showed a lot of games of a lot of different genres. It wasn't just like Gears and Halo. You had some really like weird games in there, some indie games, some like really anime games. It was really weird. It was a whole bunch of different stuff that I didn't expect to see from Microsoft. So it was a great showing. It was like a lot of different games and stuff. So I was
the
really
one thing that like surprised me the most was that Battletoads announcement.
Yeah, that was weird. That came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
They just announced it. They didn't say anything else about it, but that is pretty exciting that there is a new Battletoads game in development. So
yeah, we didn't get to see anything of it, but I'm excited. Battletoads is cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so after that we have Bethesda, and I thought the conference was a lot better this year than last year because last year was actually garbage, but this year it still wasn't that great. They opened up with Rage 2 with a really bad like musical number where the audience looked like they wanted to die, but Rage 2 just isn't really doing it for me. Like I was expecting a little bit more from it, but it just looks like another open world shooter with like you could drive around in the wasteland.
Yeah, and
it didn't really get me hyped up. They also showed some more DLCs and stuff like Wolfenstein 2 and Prey, and what else to show in between that? Oh, like Elder Scrolls Legends, the card game that no one cares about. It's coming to Switch.
And all
Elder
that
Scrolls
stuff.
Online. Yeah, they just updated all their other games. But the big thing was Fallout 76, which I'm still really unsure about. Is basically Fallout if it was like a survival game. So think of like Rust or something like that. Just has like a AAA developer making it. And I think it has the potential to be good, but it's still like not what I wanted from a Fallout game, but I'll probably give it a shot. Todd Howard, the person who presented it, did a good job selling the game on me. Like, I'm like, okay, I could see myself playing it, but I'm still not the happiest about it. So
Doom, the Doom sequel definitely got me excited.
Doom sequel is also really cool, but we also know nothing about it. They did say it was a Doom sequel though, like it wasn't like a spinoff or anything like that. I was worried because it said Doom Eternal and not Doom 2, so I was a little worried. But yeah, I'm also extremely excited for that. I thought Doom 2016 was a really good game, so I'm really hyped for the second one. They're gonna show more at QuakeCon, which is like in August or something like that.
Yeah, it's pretty soon.
Remember. Yeah, so we'll probably see some gameplay there. They also announced Starlink, which is their next big single-player RPG, and Elder Scrolls
That's supposed
6.
to come this console generation, right?
Yeah, I think they said Starfield is supposed to come out this console generation, and I think
Elder Scrolls 7
Elder Scrolls 6,
is
6.
next gen or 6. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're on 6. 6 is coming out probably next generation. Yeah.
I was having this conversation with my coworker because he loves I believe Elder Scrolls and Fallout. So
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, Starfield. He's like, I don't know. But
see, I'm excited for Starfield. I know some people say, "Oh, Fallout's like the sci-fi thing. Why do you have to make another one?" I think
this
I
one's probably
Fallout,
like all in space, right?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's more like high, like space opera-y. Like it's not like Fallout, where it's more like retro technology and it's more like modern times. You have lasers and stuff, but it's still like not like futuristic. You know what I mean? So
I didn't expect much from Bethesda myself because I'm not a huge fan of their games or whatever, but Doom sequel got me pretty excited. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, Doom sequel got me excited. And Square Enix was next, and that was a complete waste of time. It's basically like a Nintendo Direct style where it wasn't like on stage or anything. It was just like a video presentation.
Yeah.
And it basically was just trailers of things we've already seen. Like same Kingdom Hearts trailer, same everything. Some more gameplay of Shadow of the Tomb Raider, I think it was. More Just Cause 4, stuff like that. A Dragon Quest 11 trailer that I've already seen. Octopath trailer. The only thing of note was a new Platinum game. They showed like a little teaser for that, which has got people pretty hyped. But that was about it. It didn't show any gameplay or anything like that. No release date or no gameplay. It was just like a CG trailer. But I am pretty happy that Platinum is making a new game. But that was about it. There was like nothing. So yeah, it wasn't that great.
How was Ubisoft? Because I know that Starlink with Fox McCloud got everyone up in arms.
That was the biggest surprise of that conference. Again, Ubisoft played it really straight. All they really showed was like Division 2, For Honor, the new Assassin's Creed game. What else did it show? The Crew 2, I think they're making. A lot of things we already knew about, the Donkey Kong expansion, but the Starlink was something I wanted more information about. And then out of nowhere, Fox McCloud showed up, and he's going to be in there for I think, a Switch exclusive. So that's really cool. The game does look pretty fun. I'm not too sure about the whole Toys to Life thing still, because I don't feel like paying like $150 for like to play a video game, but it does look pretty cool. But yeah, Ubisoft was alright. It wasn't anything mind-blowing or anything like that. It was just okay. It showed a lot of gameplay for Skull and Bones, which is like that pirate game they're working on. And it looks pretty cool. I think having a good pirate game would be nice after Sea of Thieves kind of bombed. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And besides that, they didn't really have any heavy hitters. Like the thing they ended on was Assassin's Creed, which looks exactly like Assassin's Creed Origins. So I don't know how I feel about that. But yeah, Ubisoft was fine. It wasn't that cringy either. It was kind of just like, it
was very tame.
Very tame, yeah. I didn't really expect that from Ubisoft, actually.
I know the new Just Dance is coming to the Wii. That's mind blowing.
To the Wii?
Yeah, to the original Wii. That thing will not die.
Wow, I did not know that. Jesus, okay.
Yep. Alright, so for Sony, I know that they showed a lot of trailers for games that we've known for the past couple of years, and some of them we got gameplay trailers. So I know they started with The Last of Us because of that like whole banjo thing, and some people were like, what the hell is going on? But like I knew what was going on because I knew who was playing it, Gustavo, who is the composer for The Last of Us, and I was like, yeah, they're gonna move into The Last of Us Part 2, which that gameplay presentation was pretty much what I wanted from it, to be honest. Just like Ellie gameplay, because they still don't want to show Joel because they want to keep that a secret still. I know that they mentioned a old man in that little gameplay presentation, but that could be anyone, really, So, but they pretty much just gave us small improvements within the gameplay. So, like, for example, Ellie could use her bow to, like, toss that explosive grenade. She could hide under cars and all this stuff, So it was definitely a very cool gameplay presentation, and I cannot wait to see more.
I thought it was good, but it was, it was pretty obviously that it was scripted, like, to all.
Yeah, a lot of it definitely felt scripted.
It still looked really good. Again, I never played the first Last of Us, but it did look pretty good. But
how was that like wait when they had to like switch from like that church thing to the actual conference?
Really bad. Okay, so the Sony presentation started with them in the church to like start lead into The Last of Us 2, And then we have to wait at least a few, like 15 minutes or so they could move from that little tent to the main presenting area. And I think it took them a lot longer than they thought, because they were just awkwardly there, like they cut to like a different sort of like panel where they were showing like other trailers and stuff. And they were just like, all right, guys, it'll be real quick, 5 minutes. And then it's like, okay, it'll be real quick, 5 more minutes. And then it was like another 5 minutes. And next thing you know, it was like 30 minutes into the conference, and then we still weren't in like the main area. So that was really bad. I didn't like that much. It was very awkward, and it did not feel very good at all. Like, I don't know if it was really worth it for them to even be in the church for the Last of Us 2 sort of thing. Like, it was probably cool for it probably wasn't even that cool for the people there, because they had to get up, move.
Yeah, because they had to get up and move and have to wait, you know.
So, yeah,
I mean, like, it was probably good on paper, and then when they executed it, like, yeah, it was a really bad idea. Shit.
Yeah, it wasn't that great. And then the main dude, I forgot the guy that presents the Sony conferences now. He basically just said, yo, we only got like 4 games we're going to really show, so don't get too excited. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, at least he was upfront
like,
about
all right,
it.
don't set yourself up, you know, for disappointment, because we're going to set you up right now. There's only 4 games here, and we got you.
And I'm like, okay. So they show Ghost of Tsushima, I think it was.
Ghost of Tsushima, yeah. That gameplay presentation actually looked really nice.
That was good, yeah. That one felt like actual gameplay. I don't want to get too into the games yet, but
yeah.
I'm just gonna talk. Yeah. So after that, they showed a new Remedy game. The people who made Quantum Break. It's called Control, I think it was. And you're like this chick that has like telekinesis and like shoot boys. Something that looks kind of cool. I know Quantum Break was mostly just like a cover shooter and like with some like cutscenes that were like in real life, and they were like a live action. I mean, and they were like 40 minutes long. It was weird. But yeah, that game looks pretty cool. After that, I think they showed Death Stranding. I think I might be missing something in between.
I saw that.
Did they show Resident Evil 2?
I believe that was revealed during the Sony conference.
Yeah, they showed a Resident Evil 2. If you think my dad is watching the World Cup, so sorry about that.
Yeah, man, it's alright.
Yeah. So anyway, they showed Resident Evil 2 remake, which I believe is using the same engine as Resident Evil 7, and it looks really good and horrifying. Like, it actually looks really scary. Like this because I know the original Resident Evils are really cheesy now and campy because they're on PlayStation 1. But I think these games really deserve the remake, and it looks like they're doing them right. So that was cool to see. And then after that, they did show Death Stranding, I believe. And
that was gameplay, right?
Yeah, that was gameplay. Well, it was in the engine, but we didn't really see gameplay. It was mostly just Regis walking.
Walking around, because I think he's like a delivery person or some shit. I don't even know what's going on.
I have no idea what the plot of this game was, at all. There was a disgusting scene where some dude just pulled his toenail out.
So yeah, fun. I was like, oh god, don't do that.
that was fun to watch. I like that. Thanks, Koji. But not much to go off on. So I still don't know what to think about that game.
Yeah.
And then they ended it with Spider-Man, which was a really cool sort of sequence where he was like in this prison.
Yeah.
Like the villains were escaping and stuff like that. And it looks really cool, and I'm still really excited for it. But that was about it. They didn't really show much, so.
Yeah, what I was talking about with Louis, one of our other friends, is that like next year Sony has to show new games, because since like 2015/2016 they've been showing us like the past 3 to 4 games, the same ones too. And since like Detroit came out, God of War came out, and now Spider-Man is going to come out soon, they need to show us new stuff. So now they just can't sit on these same like 3 to 4 titles, you know. So if they don't show us new games by next year, they're definitely in deep trouble, because, you know, Microsoft this year like definitely showed us a bunch of games despite them not being exclusive. Like, they definitely paid up and got the, you know, rights to go and show it during their press conference, which brought a lot of eyes to their stuff.
Yeah, this is definitely one of Sony's weaker E3s, because again, it just didn't have much, and they keep writing these few games they have. And it's just like, I get it. I'm going to buy them anyway. Like, people are going to buy them. It's cool to see gameplay, but it'll also be cool to see some newer stuff, which we just didn't see this conference. So it was pretty disappointing.
But Nintendo, though.
Nintendo had a bunch of stuff. Well, sort of. The first half of the conference was announcing new stuff.
Yeah.
And one of the first things that actually caught my eye was what they opened with was called Demon Ex Machina, whatever it's called. That game looks sick. It's like a like this sort of mech game. They actually showed more gameplay at the treehouse. I'm not gonna talk too much about it right now, but it looks really cool, and I'm really excited to see a new IP by Nintendo, and it looks really cool.
Yeah.
Next they showed. I'm trying to remember. They
was it Super Mario Party?
I think it was Super Mario Party.
But yeah,
but they showed like the Xenoblade expansion, which I'll talk about later. But yeah, after that they showed the Super Mario Party,
which I was very excited for, just because they changed the name and it looked like it was going back to the original formula, which I'll dive more in later.
Yeah, it looked really good. Like finally Nintendo finally gets what Mario Party was. Next after that, what did they showed?
Overcooked 2, Fortnite Switch.
Yeah, they showed
a couple of other games.
Yeah, did Shadow dropped Hollow Knight on Switch? I know that was supposed to go on Switch for like a long time, but it finally got dropped at that conference. And then after that, it went to a sizzle reel, I think. And Dragon Ball FighterZ is actually getting ported to the Switch now, which is cool.
Yep. And a bunch of other games.
A bunch of other games that I just like we already knew were coming out. And then they went into... Oh, actually, they showed Fire Emblem in there, too.
Oh, yes. The new Fire Emblem game. It was like a cutscene sort of thing. They didn't show... Or, like, they showed some gameplay. Yeah, some gameplay, but not a whole lot. So.
And it's coming out next year at spring, which is actually a lot later than I thought. I know, like, last year, they said, new Fire Emblem, actual Fire Emblem game is coming out 2018. But I guess it got delayed, so...
Hey, man. Got a delay, right?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we already got... It was probably going to get cannibalized by Smash and Pokemon if it were to come out in the later half, so I'm kind of happy.
I'm pretty sure it was either scheduling conflict or they actually need more time with the game, which is fine.
Yeah. And then we get to the second half of the conference, which is like 25 minutes, to Smash Brothers Ultimate, which is basically... I don't want to say... It's not a port.
Yeah, it's definitely not a port, but like you could definitely... It borrows a lot from the Wii U game.
Yeah. So basically the whole thing with this game is everyone is back. Literally every Smash character that was in the Smash game is in this one. So Snake, Wolf, Pichu, anyone that was in the other
Young Link, I was actually so surprised because I was like, oh yeah, he's a character.
Yeah, Young Link, I totally forgot about Young Link as well. But yeah, every single character in Smash history will be in Ultimates. Including new characters like Inkling and Ridley, which was
and Daisy.
Finally. And Daisy. They introduced anything called Echo characters, which are basically just another classification for clones. So Dark Pit, Lucina, and Daisy are all Echo characters. So that's pretty cool. A cool way to do clone characters. And basically, I mean, it's basically... I don't really have much to say about it, really, besides it's Smash with every single character in there. I'm happy and I'm excited for it. But there's not much to say because it's Smash Bros. I think there was more to say with Smash 4 and 3DS because, they were like, whoa, it's HD now and like it's on a portable system. This time it's like both at the same thing. So, but like
overall, like what'd you think of Nintendo's Direct as a whole? Because there were definitely a lot of games that people were like expecting to be there, like Animal Crossing once again, which I predicted wasn't gonna be there. But
that's what I'm saying. Like it's really obvious. They already said Smash is gonna come out this year, and Pokemon's coming out this year. So I'm like, it won't really make sense. That's why I'm like, Fire Emblem might not release this year actually, because it's gonna get eaten by those two. And Animal Crossing will probably also get eaten by those two. So they're probably saving it for next year. And Yoshi's also got delayed to next year.
Yeah, so. Yoshi got delayed to next year, which was kind of, just pushed aside. Wasn't even talked about during
it was not even talked about,
Yeah, it wasn't even talked about at all, which was unfortunate.
So yeah, I don't get when people say, oh, there's no animal. Like, obviously there's going to be one. It's just not yet, so just wait. But I know a lot of people were upset that, like, a majority of the conference was just Smash, but I was pretty happy with it. They went through some cool changes and stuff like that. And I'm pretty hyped for it. It's coming out December 7th, I think.
Yes.
So yeah, it's 6 months from now, which again is also like longer than I thought. I thought it was gonna be like November or like October, but it's gonna be a long way off. So they have a lot of time to change things.
But yeah, like overall, when it comes to all of the press conferences, I think. Just by like hearing what other people said, I think Microsoft did the best job because like they showed a lot of games and there was a huge variety of them. Like they even showed like that one anime game, the Tales of game.
Tales of Hysteria.
Yeah, which was very interesting to go and see at a Microsoft conference, but they showed it off. So
and like Jump Force or whatever it's called.
Yeah, Jump
anime,
Force
like,
with that whole like, Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, One Piece. So
it's something I would never thought I would see at a Microsoft conference. It was really weird. But yeah, again, I would agree that Microsoft had the best conference. They just showed like the vast amount of games they showed were very interesting to me, and just the variety in them were also like really surprising for Microsoft. So I was really happy, and I'm really upset I didn't get to watch it live. It was like the only one I didn't get to watch live, and I'm pretty upset.
Yeah, and like on top of the games, they also like sprinkled in some like news details, like them buying like those 5 studios, Ninja Theory, the studio that made Forza, they actually didn't own them.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was like very weird. I was like, whoa, okay.
I know they bought the people who made State of Decay 2. I forgot what they were called, but they bought that company as well.
Yeah. So it wasn't just all trailers. They showed a bunch of other things related to Microsoft.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm just going to give my full ranking here. I'll probably put Microsoft up top. Probably Nintendo second. I'm probably going to put Ubisoft third and then Sony fourth. Because I feel like Ubisoft was more consistent and it did show some cool things like the Star Fox thing and stuff like that. The Sony one is just stuff like I already knew like everything that was coming out. The only big surprise was Resident Evil 7. I mean, I'm sorry, 2. And I'm not really that big of a Resident Evil fan, but it was pretty cool to see. But again, not much. And that first 30 minutes was a big downer. I was just like, man, this is like not great.
Because it's like some people actually hyped up like their whole night, you know, watching that, and then it's like, well, there's this 30-minute break here.
Yeah,
and
so
we wait.
It was not great. So yeah, I'll probably put Microsoft, Nintendo, Ubisoft, Sony, Bethesda, Square Enix, and EA at the bottom because they were awful.
Yeah, my list might as well just be yours if I watched all of them. But you know, Microsoft, Nintendo, Bethesda, because that's the only 3 I watched. So
yeah.
But yeah, overall, this year's E3 I think wasn't that bad when it came to like games as a whole.
Yeah, I thought it was better than last year's. I thought it was pretty solid. Again, mostly from the Microsoft side since they released a vast amount of games that I was excited about. But yeah, it was pretty good.
All right, so now let's get into all of the games we're going to talk about. Some of them we've already touched on, but let's just dive in deeper a little bit further. So first up, Smash Bros. Ultimate. What do you think about that name, Ultimate? You know,
I actually like it. It is what it says. Ultimate. It's literally every single character. And it kind of sounds like Sakurai's last Smash.
Look, man, he says that for everyone.
I know he says that for every Smash game, but it does really sound like... I feel like he wants to get it out of the way early in the Switch's lifespan. So he's like, okay, I'm just going to take a long break since the Switch is doing well. You're not going to make another console anyway. So I'm just gonna take a break. I'm just going to put every character in there. Why not?
Yeah.
Again, I think it's really cool. And I hope with them adding every character and not really adding too many new characters, I hope they focus on different modes, like we said last week. Like I want like a new subspace and stuff like that, like a better online like modes and stuff. Hopefully they have more time to develop that stuff because most of the characters already existed. So
yeah, because like what was that like board game sort of thing that they had in the
Tour?
Yeah, like
Smash
that
Tour was awful. Yeah,
that was so bad. Like if they could do like a much more improved, like more fun version of that, that would be pretty cool. But yeah, like overall, I think the name Ultimate definitely makes sense because there's a lot of new features in this game that makes the game more streamlined. So like for example, like the percentage, now there's actually a decimal place there, which there was before within the other Smash games. Talking to Kofi, who's like pretty much the Smash genius when it comes to our group of friends, but he said that there was like that point some odd percentage in each move, but it just wasn't displayed there. So now it's there, and you know the other different like techniques that you could do. So like air dodging in like a certain direction and like dodging a certain amount of times will hinder your movement and all this other stuff. It literally just looks like Sakurai looked at the Wii U game and was like, all right, we just got to make this game as good as it can be for the Switch. And honestly, I couldn't be happier with how it looks right now. Obviously, when I was watching the Invitational, he said he saw a couple of bugs in there, which one of them was definitely when Nairo was trying to get like the Smash Ball, it just wouldn't break. So that was definitely very interesting. But
Bayonetta.
Oh yeah, Bayonetta, just like as a character. I wonder I wonder how much Sakurai is gonna change that character because
apparently
of like
he saw her being broken and he just shook his head, so she's probably gonna get nerfed.
yeah, probably is not gonna be the same way she was in the Wii U game. Because thank God MKLeo showed off that character because she was definitely a problem within the Wii U game, and I think a lot of players, casual and semi-pro or whatever you want to call yourself, can't agree with that. But overall, if they don't add like a subspace emissary mode, I understand that because I think Sakurai wants to just focus on the main game itself, because making a whole like story mode and all this stuff takes a lot of time. But when most of your players aren't even going to play that, like, is it worth it? So I could definitely understand if he doesn't do it, but I would really, really enjoy if he had some sort of, story mode, adventure mode sort of thing. So as like a throwback as, the ultimate Smash Bros. Game. So
I also like all the quality of life changes they did to like a lot of characters. Like with Shulk, you don't have to press B a bunch of times to get your Monado art. You could just like sort of press B in a direction and you just quickly switch to an art. And like Cloud, his limit break is always viewable now, like his gauge. Yeah, like, they did a lot of different characters, a lot of different tweaks for a lot of different characters, which was very much appreciated. And a bunch of other things, like now all stages can have a battlefield form also, which a lot of people love. Yeah, battlefield, not everyone wants to play a flat stage. It's nice to have the platforms there too because it makes some other characters viable. So yeah, I think that was also very cool of them. And they also have a thing where you could turn off hazards on the stage. So you could, a lot more stages could be viable now because just about the hazards and like with the platforms. So I thought that was also extremely cool. So like you said, I think Sakurai is really focusing more on like just quality of life and making the game more fun to play for competitive audiences. And I think that's smart. So hopefully he adds like more, like a more fleshed out like rank mode or something like that. Yeah, that'll be really appreciated.
Like an actual ladder.
Yeah, like instead of just whatever For Glory is.
What's something else I noticed about Smash Bros. Ultimate? Do you think like they're actually gonna add any more characters after Ridley? Because I know they messed up within the presentation saying that there were 66 fighters, but Ridley's the 65th.
Yeah.
So there's one more. So I have no idea.
I think I'm probably betting they're probably gonna put like 3 more characters. Like I know he says don't expect too many new people, but I think this might be like at least 2 or 3 more characters announced. But I don't expect it to be as big as what
like Smash 4. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think there might be DLC as well. Who knows? But I think he mostly just want to focus on the characters we have right now.
Yeah. Just making sure that the game is as good as possible so the Smash Bros. Fans could shut up and he could not make another game until the next Nintendo console, Yeah, so
I would like a new Kid Icarus game. That would be cool.
Yeah, man. I would love that too. But yeah, overall, I'm excited to go and see what Smash Bros. Ultimate can bring to the professional scene, especially because there's a lot of talk about 3 stock now because the game's a lot faster. So and you definitely saw that within the invitational within those matches against Zero and MKLeo. So I'm very excited to go and see what this game can bring to the professional scene, but also just as casual fans like ourselves, just a good time to play as a game.
Yep. And I think that's all we have to say about that.
Yep, I believe so.
Next thing we have here is Super Mario Party. So in the conference, they basically just showed. Again, it wasn't too in depth. I think in the treehouse they played a bit, but I should probably watch that. But yeah, it's Mario Party again. Like you don't have the dumb car or nothing like that. Each player gets to move by itself. I believe you collect stars. And you just roll the dice and you move by yourself.
You collect stars, you get coins on blue spaces, pretty much what the Nintendo 64 and the GameCube games were as a whole. It's just that now it's all shiny and on the Switch. And now it's under a new banner called Super Mario Party. So one thing that I learned from the treehouse, just by like watching a little bit of it, I didn't watch too much, but each character actually has a different die. So like you have the normal die where it's 1 through 6, and then you also have the special character die where like a certain number will be more common on there. So like I think Peach, hers was like a bunch of 3s, and then Mario's was like a bunch of 2s or something like that. So it's not just cosmetics when you pick a character now, there's some sort of level of strategy as well. So that's pretty cool. I really do like that change. And the fact that after every single player takes a turn, you just play a mini game is awesome. So, but yeah, and also there's like online play. So that is definitely a game changer, I think, for Mario Party.
People were saying it was only for the mini games, though. I don't know how true
Look,
that
man,
is.
that sounds like fun.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's still something, but I would still
Yeah.
love to have the board game part online. But it's a step in the right direction. I know Nintendo's slow with this stuff, but yeah, no, I'm excited for it too. They showed some other weird stuff where if you're playing the game portably, you're able to put 2 Switches together.
Oh yeah, that kind of confused me when I saw that during the conference.
Yeah,
I was like, what are they doing?
I have no idea what that's about, but it seems that you could just ignore that and just play the game like on dock mode and play like a regular Mario Party, which is nice. We haven't had one since Mario Party 8, I think. 8 was a regular one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's really cool to see.
Mm-hmm.
So,
All right, next game, Fire Emblem Three Houses. I think that you have a lot to say about this as a bigger Fire Emblem fan than myself, but I'm definitely looking forward to it because I love Awakening still. That is still my favorite Fire Emblem game, still my favorite 3DS game, but, you know, Fates was just not for me, I guess, and not for a lot of people, I feel.
Yeah, no, it wasn't for me either.
But Three Houses, you know, it's the next Fire Emblem installment. I'm just waiting for it to come out at this point.
Yeah, it looks cool. Obviously, they're not doing the sprite-based like overworld anymore. It looks more like the GameCube games and the Wii games. I'm a newer Fire Emblem fan too. Only played the 3DS ones, but from the gameplay I'm seeing, it looks a lot like the Path of Radiance, the one with Ike.
Yeah,
how the
GameCube.
Looks. Yeah. But yeah, no, it looks good. It seems like when your units attack now, you have like a bunch of like army dudes around you now, which makes more sense. Because in Fire Emblem, if you look at it, it's like you're supposed to have this giant war, and it's only like 6 people fighting 6 other people. So
yeah,
man. It sort of makes sense to have all those other units behind you. And it looks like they have more, it might be more mechanical than just like looks. Like they might actually do stuff for you. So that's pretty cool. Again, I didn't really show much besides like the character went to a battle. There seems to be like a town area like Fates had, and Shadows of Valentia also had that. And yeah, it wasn't much to go off on, but it looks good. That's all I can really say. It's coming out spring 2019, so I guess we're going to learn more about it next year. And again, I'm kind of sad it's coming out really late, like at spring.
Yeah,
but
legit 1 year from now.
Yeah, and it's pretty depressing that I need to wait a year for it, but I'm still really excited for it. Yeah, again, not much to go off on, but I'm excited making a new one. I also hope it's not 3 games like Fates. Because 3 houses.
Yeah, man, 3 houses. Ooh boy.
I don't like that because that was kind of a problem with Fates. I didn't really like that.
Oh yeah, because like I was like I gotta buy the special edition because it has all the games on one cartridge. So.
Yeah, and when one is like extremely difficult and one is extremely easy, and then the final game is just like had really bad map design. Apparently, I was just like, eh. So hopefully they don't do that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that because obviously I love Fire Emblem. So, yeah.
Same here.
All right, so next we have Fortnite Switch. Did you download Fortnite on the Switch?
All right, so this happens with every single Fortnite port that I don't play on my computer. I start it up, I land in one spot, and then I die instantly, and then I never touch it again. Yeah. But my brother, he played like 1 or 2 games with me when I was on my computer, and he was on the Switch with me, like right behind me.
Yeah.
So the problem with the game is that visually it looks so bad.
Yes, it does look really bad.
It looks so bad. I think it's like 720, maybe not even, and then it's also at 30 FPS. So yeah. Like, I guess they had to do that to make sure that it ran good on the Switch, which is fine. And then, you know, like, we're both PC players when it comes to Fortnite. Going from a keyboard and mouse where you have all these buttons to a controller, it's like, oh god, you know.
Yep.
But overall, you know, it's good that it came to the Switch because I know that a lot of people want to try Fortnite and they couldn't because they didn't want to play it on their PC or they didn't want to, you know, buy PlayStation Plus just to play. But now they can play it on the Switch, and online is still free right now. So.
The only reason I would use Fortnite on Switch is to do like challenges when I'm like watching a stream or something like that, since I don't have 2 monitors. So that's like the only reason I would use it. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Again, that's on Switch, so people can play it. But it's not going to be my preferred way to play Fortnite like ever. So
yeah, same.
But it's still cool. It's on Switch.
Yeah, because it just brings more people in to play it. And also, I feel like people have already done this. Just like playing Fortnite together on your Switches in the same room just sounds hella troll.
Yes, it does.
All right.
So next,
Overcooked 2.
Yeah, Overcooked 2 was announced on the in a Nintendo Direct, and it basically looks like Overcooked 1 but with more levels, which is good because I know a lot of people loved Overcooked 1. So
yeah,
we played it and it was a fun time.
Yeah, it is definitely a very fun couch co-op game. I believe they're adding online, so that is very, very cool. They're also adding the ability to throw ingredients at other players, so that is going to be really troll. But right now, I think it's only announced for the Switch. If it's a Switch exclusive, that would be very surprising to me, but I'll probably still buy it. I played Overcooked on the Switch with my cousin, and like that was pretty fun. But playing with those tiny Joy-Cons, don't do that. Your hands are gonna hurt very, very quickly. But yeah, Overcooked 2, it's very cool that they are, bringing it out. I believe very soon. It's probably this year, if
it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, if I could recall correctly from that direct. But very, very excited to go and see it come out.
All right. So in the Ubisoft conference, Starlink Battle for Atlas had more information. Since I was wondering where that game went, because I believe they announced it last year or 2016, I forget. They showed gameplay for this. I'm like, this looks pretty cool. I wasn't too sure about the whole Toys to Life thing, but it does look like a fun sort of Star Fox-like game. And then at the end of the gameplay trailer for Starlink, Fox McCloud just showed up and Miyamoto showed up. I'm like, oh, okay. And then, this Fox McCloud and the R-Wing are going to be compatible with this game. They're going to have like its own little toy and everything. And I think that's really cool. And apparently in the treehouse, because I was watching a little bit of it, you could play the whole game with Fox McCloud as like the character you play with. So I think that's really cool. So it's basically just a Star Fox game.
Might as well be.
And from the gameplay I'm seeing, it looks really good. It's basically just, again, it's more like a free-form Star Fox game instead of like on rails, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like a lot of fun. Again, I'm still not too sure about the whole Toys to Life thing. They say you could buy everything digitally, but that's still microtransactions for like a single-player game. So
yeah,
I'm still not too sure about that, but the game itself looks pretty fun.
My question for this game is that like, how much fun can you have with it? Like without
it depends.
Without online and stuff.
Yeah, if it has like a bunch of different missions and like a story, then obviously that's fine. But if it doesn't, then I have no idea what this game is gonna. I don't know what the structure is.
Yeah, so, and like the pricing of like those figurines and stuff.
Apparently, there's like a starter edition which has like Fox and everything for the Switch, and it's like
okay,
$120-something.
That's all I need.
Yeah, so if I buy that, I would probably just get the Star Fox edition if I'm really gonna get it. But again, I have no idea how good it's gonna be, so I'm just gonna wait for reviews.
It could just be really, really bad on release.
Yep, and I don't know how the performance is gonna be either. Like on the Treehouse, it looks pretty good, but I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna have more dips or anything like that. So we'll see.
Yep. All right. The game that I talked about briefly earlier, The Last of Us Part 2. Gameplay presentation finally. We also got some insight as to like Ellie as a character and like kind of like where she is right now. And obviously we don't know how far into the future this game is. It could be years, maybe even like 5 years later, because she definitely looks a lot older than she did within the first Last of Us game. So yeah. But that kiss scene, like I was fine with it, but like just like how good like visually it looked, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like this is definitely a weird thing for me to talk about, but like visually, like that scene just looked incredible. I was like, well, okay, this looks like realistic almost, in certain regards. But anyways, gameplay, like I said, it pretty much nailed everything I wanted to see when it comes to a Last of Us sequel. And of course I knew that they were going to show Ellie gameplay because that's all they've been showing in terms of Last of Us stuff, just Ellie. Obviously that first trailer they showed Joel, but we don't know if that's in her mind or or something like that. She's going after or like this game's about hate, which is something that they explicitly talked about. So this could be a revenge storyline or whatever. Like everything's up in the air still, which is fine, but like I said, when it comes to the gameplay, the game looks great. I cannot wait to go and see more of it. Obviously, they didn't change too much from the first game, which is fine because, this is a sequel and all. So, but I am definitely very excited to go and see more, and hopefully we get a release date by next E3.
Yeah, again, never played the first one, but probably will at some point. I hope the first one goes on. It might be on sale actually right now, but I'm definitely interested in it from what I've seen. So yeah, I'll probably pick it up at some point, hopefully, if I get around to it. There's so many games, man. So next thing we have here is Spider-Man for the PS4.
Yep.
It looks really good. Again, my hype has not died down for this. I know a lot of people are concerned that I might have too many like QTEs or stuff like that, and obviously like the Arkham combat, which I know people are just tired of. But from what I've seen, it doesn't look that like he has his own unique things. He could do the punching like the Arkham and dodging and stuff like that, but he has his own web powers and stuff like that. He's very agile. I think they did enough of a spin on it that it might be more fresh and fun to use. Yeah. And the web slinging still looks amazing, like Spider-Man 2 or Ultimate Spider-Man. Like, it looks really fun to do. And by the trailer that we've seen in the PS4 conference, it seems like a lot of the villains are there that we know. I know they said, hey, we're going to have a lot of villains you don't even heard of. And I'm like, that's like literally Mr. Negative is the only one I never heard of. You have Rhino, Scorpion, Electro, and I don't know if they showed anyone else, but Vulture. It's again, those Vulture. Are pretty common and popular villains, but whatever. It's still cool to see all of them in this game. And they're probably doing the whole Sinister Six.
Yeah, probably Sinister Six plot
because they love that plot. But yeah, it looks really good. I'm still excited.
Yeah. I didn't know that I could even get more excited for this game, but after watching that whole gameplay presentation, and even they even released another like demo showcase video of like what people actually got to play when they were at E3. So like it pretty much shows like the web slinging and like you're doing like this mission where you go through like a warehouse or whatever, and like supposedly you could actually mess up that part and you could like get caught and then you'll have to fight waves of enemies instead of like sneaking around. So, but the gameplay presentation that they showed during the conference, I was just very, very excited because of all of the villains and how like they're setting up like this plot of like a bigger villain that we don't know about. Like Mr. Negative is just like a henchman. He's just like a stepping stone getting to the big boss, which we still don't know, which I love that Insomniac Games hid that. But yeah, I just cannot wait for this game now because now we have confirmation that it's not just Mr. Negative, it's Shocker, Vulture, Scorpion, and Rhino. So it's gonna be very cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of the classic ones. So yeah, I am just excited for it. I really can't wait for that game. And I think all my fears of it being like bad or mediocre are just going away slowly. So hopefully I'm right when it comes out.
Because like the combat definitely didn't look scripted, didn't have a lot of QTEs. You could go off walls, web enemies, and do a bunch of different things. So yeah. So all right, next we got Death Stranding.
Yeah, and I don't know what to say. I really don't. Like we still it's been like 3 years or something, and I still have no idea what this game is about. Have no idea what the gameplay is about, and I just don't know anymore. So. It looks good.
It looks interesting still because it's a Hideo Kojima game. He can't do wrong by any means, but I feel like that just from what we've seen so far, it could be bad, but I highly doubt it because we still haven't seen like the core gameplay. Because like it was mostly just him walking around among this like desolate area and nothing much else. So.
Yeah, again, not much to say. It's mostly just speculation on what it's going to be. I'm still suspecting it's just going to be like an open world shooter. And
probably is going to be something like that.
And the gameplay is probably not going to be the big aspect of that game anyway. But still, it would be nice to see like actual gameplay. But whatever. Again, I still have nothing to say about it.
But Ghost of Tsushima or however you want to pronounce it.
It looks really good. I thought the gameplay they showed at the conference looked really nice. So like this samurai for honor sort of thing where it's like parry and then like attack them at the right time and stuff like that. It looks like a lot of fun, and the game just looks really good too. Like it looks amazing. Like I think it looks just phenomenal. Oh, what do you think? It was made by Sucker Punch too, so
Yeah,
I know
so
you love
like
them.
because of that, the only thing that was going through my mind was how are they gonna get a Sly Easter egg
Reference,
in here?
yeah.
I was like, how are they gonna get it in here? But anyways, the gameplay just looked awesome. The whole the whole world as a whole, like visually, this like certain scenes look like art in some ways.
Yeah.
Like that part where like that one girl samurai was like, I have to kill him, and then obviously your character was like, you're not doing that. And you know, like the sun setting in the background was just so beautiful.
Yeah, and the leaves falling. So yeah, it looks really nice. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
it
like
looks really good.
Overall, gameplay wise, it looked like what I expected from a game like this. You know, it takes place in like the 1200s or something like that. I forget.
Feudal Japan.
Yeah, feudal Japan. So I just cannot wait. There's probably gonna be like a HUD in all of this other stuff because you know you got to give the players some guidance as to what's going on. So, but yeah, that presentation looked really good.
Yeah, I was just happy to see gameplay for it because I know they showed like a CG trailer a little earlier in the year, and I was very interested in it.
At the Paris Games Week, I believe.
Yeah, and now that we see gameplay, I'm pretty excited for it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so next we have Gears 5 going into the Microsoft conference. Are you just calling it Gears now? It's not called Gears of War?
Yeah, so like that's my thing. Gears 5, like I hope that's just like what they're naming it right now, and then when it comes out it's called Gears of War 5, because I think just, you know, calling it Gears 5 is sort of like, I don't know,
that's something we would say. It's not like you should name it still Gears of War.
It's something like, you know, you want to play League, League of Legends isn't just called League now, you know.
Yeah,
it's called League of Legends still, but calling it Gears 5 just seems like a little not right, I guess.
Yeah, it just seems weird. I'm like, just put of war. Like, it's not that hard.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it seemed more like a story bit trailer they did.
Yeah, it was very much a story bit trailer.
And I have no idea what's going on in that story anymore. Like, I'm so lost.
Look, I played the 4th game. I forget what happened in the 4th game, to be honest. Other than, you know, hey, look, it's JD Phoenix, and he meets his dad, and he has his crew with him, and they go on this adventure. That's pretty much all I remember. And then the ending being a cliffhanger, and I believe the female character, I forget her name, but her mom died or something at the end. Obviously, that's a spoiler, but yeah. And then now, like, I think this game's gonna focus on her story and like her trying to find out the truth behind her backstory, but I think it's pretty obvious to me that like she's half Locust or something.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right, guys, you guys are like hyping this up, but I think it's a little obvious as to what the story's gonna be, but they could prove me wrong. So, but yeah, like I'm kind of excited for it. I'm not necessarily, you know, like, oh my god, I hate this game. I really don't want to play it, but I'm sort of like neutral about it, I guess.
I mean, I heard Gears 4 was really good, so
yeah. Gears of War 4 definitely brought the series back on the map, but Gears 5, in terms of like a story perspective, because that's all I played the Gears of War series for, it's a little iffy right now.
Right. And I was actually more interested, I didn't put it here, but Gears Tactics, they also showed really like a small bit of. That
mobile game really pulled a lot of people's heartstrings when they were showing that off. He was like, oh no.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, okay. I don't know, they were doing a lot of weird things with Gears before they showed 5. They showed this Funko Pop thing, and then they showed like that XCOM type Gears game. I'm like, what is going on? And I'm like, is there no Gears 5? And it's like, nah, we have Gears 5. We just wanted to debate people first. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, but my god.
that was weird. But yeah, Gears 5 looks cool. If I ever upgrade my PC and get a Windows 10 computer, which you could play Gears, like Gears 4 on your Windows 10, right? I forget.
Yeah, if you have Windows 10 installed.
Yeah, I don't know. I might give it a try. I haven't played a Gears game since like 2 or something, so it's been a long ass time.
Don't worry, man. Some people would say the series went downhill from there. So
yeah, probably. But yeah, no, it looks good.
Yeah.
Next, they showed another franchise that, you know, every time people bring up Microsoft, it's like, oh, what, they're gonna show Gears and Halo, and they did. Halo Infinite or Infinity, whatever. I don't know.
It was pretty much just a CGI trailer, but like I want to talk about one of the rumors that was spreading around. Well, Battle Royale was one that I actually didn't hear.
Okay.
But the other one that I heard was that they're going to release the story mode and then the multiplayer afterwards. So,
weird.
yeah. And I believe it was something along the lines of they're going to release the story mode at the end of 2019 or maybe at the end of this year. I highly doubt at the end of this year. So let's just say at the end of 2019, they're going to release the story. And then 2020, they're going to do the multiplayer. So that's an interesting split of the game, I feel, because a lot of people play Halo just for the multiplayer nowadays. Right. But as a person who only plays Halo for the story, I guess it kind of makes sense because, you know, you want to split that audience in a way that you're saving the consumer money, but at the same time, you're making more money. I have no idea what their strategy is here, to be honest. But it just seemed like an interesting rumor. Also, the Battle Royale thing, I would not be surprised because I feel like Halo would work in that vein, to be honest, in sort of like a Battle Royale sort of setting.
Yeah,
but,
I definitely thought it was a Battle Royale at first because I saw a bunch of Spartan soldiers and then like the things going up in the sky and like if it says Halo VR, I'm gonna lose my mind. But it just says Infinity, so I have no idea what that means. I don't know what happened to Halo 6 or whatever we're on. Yeah, I guess that's the thing coming. We really don't know anything. So
yeah, because it's literally just, hey, we're working on a new Halo, and it's called Halo Infinity. All right, see you guys later.
Yep.
It's sort of like what it was.
They led off with that, too, so it's like...
Yeah.
That wasn't the heavy hitter they had, and we'll talk about the heavy hitter a little bit down the list, but...
Yeah,
I don't know. Can't really say much about it. I haven't played a Halo since, like, Reach, so...
Yeah. I like Halo 4. It was a good game.
Yeah, no, I heard Halo 4 was really good. I heard 5 was just mediocre, so...
Devil May Cry 5. All right.
Yeah, this looks good.
Yeah, it definitely does.
I know a lot of people were upset with DMC, like the reboot, even though I heard it's still a good game. Just people didn't like, that's not Dante, and people got real upset. But now here we go. They're making Devil May Cry 5, and then Dante isn't even there. Like, that wasn't Dante doing the stuff. Apparently it was another character from 4.
But at the end, I think it was Dante.
I think at the end,
crackhead-looking druggy person.
Yeah, at the end it was Dante, but I don't think you're playing as him, or you might. I don't know. I don't know the story for Devil May Cry.
He could be the villain. Who knows?
He could be. I don't know. It's a series I need to play since I have all the remasters now.
Mm-hmm.
So I should probably play that. But yeah, it looks really good. The gameplay they showed, looked like Devil May Cry, like a spectacle fighter and stuff like that. If you ever played Bayonetta or something like that, it looks like that. And yeah, it looks good. It's nice to see Capcom go back to this series after 4, because 4 was released in like 2008 or something. Like, it's been a while. It's cool that Capcom is like having a nice return to form, with Mega Man 11 and now this game and the the Street Fighter Anniversary Collection. They're getting a lot of goodwill back, and it's really cool to see them return to all the old series and like have faith and stuff. Like, it's really cool. And I should really play the Devil May Cry games after playing the Bayonetta 1 and 2 since I love them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I got pretty excited when I saw it. So yeah.
Yeah. At first, I thought it was a DMC2 sort of game.
Right. Yeah.
I was like, oh boy, they're actually bringing it back. But it's called Devil May Cry 5, so they're definitely distancing themselves from DMC, which is fine. Personally, I liked the reboot, but I could understand from a perspective of a OG fan when you see a franchise that you love and then all of a sudden there's like this new guy who calls himself Dante, doesn't act like Dante, doesn't look like him. You don't really like that. So but yeah, DMC or Devil May Cry 5, that is definitely a game that people should look out for. I believe the developer or someone who went on stage was like, this is the best DMC game because we made it for the fans and we hope you guys like it. So cannot wait.
The guys seem pretty enthusiastic, so that's always nice to see.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so next is something that got me really excited. Ori and the Will of the Wisp. We knew about this since last year, but now they actually show some gameplay of it, and it basically just looks like Ori but better. I don't know if you ever played Ori. Did you play Ori?
No, I've never played Ori.
Okay, so basically it's a Metroidvania with a lot of platforming elements, and the biggest problem I had with Ori was the combat, since you kind of just press X and like your orb like attacks things, and it's not that great. In this trailer, they showed Ori like pulling a giant like light sword and like beating the crap out of things, and like having like a light of bow and arrow and stuff like that. I'm like, that looks cool, and I think it's the thing the game needed to improve on the most was the combat. So I'm glad they're addressing it with this trailer, and just the game just looks so good. Like it looks amazing. Since the last game sort of you know Dust, right? Dust in Elysian Dale
Yes.
or whatever. It sort of looked like that. This game seems to be like this weird, like now it's like 2.5D, but it's like it just looks really good. Like it looks really nice, and I'm really happy that Microsoft just threw a bunch of money at them to make it, and I'm just happy. I'm happy it's getting a sequel, and I'm happy it looks so well. The only thing I'm kind of concerned, it might not be on Steam. It might be on the Windows Store now, which is kind of upsetting. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to upgrade my computer at some point anyway. But yeah, that's my only concern is that I have to get Windows 10. But it does look really good, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah, it definitely looked visually pleasing. I will say that.
Yes.
All right, next game I think that caught a lot of people by surprise. Jump Force. This is a Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, One Piece crossover sort of game, but it also has Death Note. So I think this is just all like Shonen Jump.
It's all Shonen Jump people, so there's a good chance Deku might show up. Hopefully, maybe I hope. But yeah, it just showed up with like Frieza started doing stuff.
And then they all just like killed him.
Yeah, like Naruto, Luffy, and like Goku just blasted Frieza. I'm like, I know he didn't deserve that. And then we just got, then the Mr. Death Note showed up, and it's like, whoa, what's going on? And then there you go, ended like that. They showed some gameplay. It's basically like the Naruto games how they play, right?
Yeah,
It's basically that. Which is fun, that it's fun for some casual fighting stuff and just to play as your favorite anime boy. So, yeah, no, I'm pretty excited for it. The game also looks beautiful. Like, if you see the gameplay of it.
I think it looks really too beautiful, to be honest.
It looks a little too realistic because, like, you see Goku in, like, a really realistic setting. I mean, it could use some cell shading or something like that, but it does look really nice.
I think the shell shading look for anime definitely works because like the way the game looks right now, I'm like, oh my god, this does not look like anime.
Yeah, it looks real. Like Goku's just in a real world. It looks weird, but it looks pretty cool. Probably something I'll pick up if it's like $30 and on sale or something like that.
Yeah, definitely not the $60 purchase in my opinion. But hey, definitely this is gonna be that crowd who's gonna buy it at that price. So
yeah. Alright, so Fallout 76. So, I know we were talking on Discord when we both watched this, and you could just hear my groans of just like, oh, I don't want this. But as the time went on, I sort of just accepted what it is, and we're probably never going to get another story-based Fallout game ever again. It's just always going to be like horrible stories or no story, because I guess that's what Bethesda thinks Fallout fans want. So I kind of just accepted that. And this game is basically just Rust if it was, had money. And it looks good. From what they showed, it does look good. Basically, you just build bases, you just do quests with friends, you kill monsters and kill other boys, and that's it. It's basically the game. Like any other Rust game, really. Just build a cool base, attack the other people, do quests, and that's it. And I'm like, it could be fun for a little bit, but I just don't know how long it would interest me. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's sort of like a Sea of Thieves, I see, because it's like a multiplayer based game, but how long can you keep people engaged? Because you have other multiplayer games that are like free to play, like Fortnite, Realm Royale, League of Legends, etc., that keep people more engaged and they're free. So how much will this Fallout game keep people interested long enough to where they could get their money back from making this game, Yeah,
it's very much make your own fun and emergent gameplay, and that's fine. Like I played a shit ton of hours of like Minecraft, you know what I mean? Like I love that, and that was all emergent gameplay, but I just feel like, I'm kind of over it. Like I already did that once, and I don't think I could just do it again. It just takes a lot for a game to just have that, and I don't know if this is the game that would have that. Like most of the online games I play are either PvP based or PvE based. Like there's something to do. Like you're not just like, well, I guess I'm just gonna make my own fun now. I mean, that's why I play a video game, right? To have like some sort of objective to do. So just having nothing is sort of just like I'll get bored really fast. So I don't know how long this game will keep me intrigued for. And if it's $60, then that's like I just don't know. I don't know, man. The better game, it's basically just Fallout 4 multiplayer mode, basically, since it's using the same exact engine and like everything. So
yeah, that's kind of what it is.
It's a very mixed bag for me. I just don't really know how I feel about it. I'm probably gonna play it if it's like not 60. If it's like $30, I'll probably bite and like try it. But right now I'm just like cautiously seeing how it'll do for review wise and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything to add on this?
No, not really.
Okay, just making sure.
All right, we could blaze through Doom Eternal and Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah, so basically they were just little teasers. So Doom Eternal we kind of already talked about. So a teaser, Doom Eternal. It's a sequel, and they're going to announce more on QuakeCon.
Yeah.
And for Elder Scrolls 6, it was just a text. It says it's coming out after Starfield, so probably in like 6 years.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah, so have fun waiting for that, Elder Scrolls fans. So
Cyberpunk.
Yeah, Cyberpunk looks really good. So this was announced at the end of the Microsoft conference, and it was just a CG trailer, but there was a lot of information brought afterwards since they had a closed door demo. They just didn't want to show anyone else because I guess it was like alpha or something.
Yeah,
and it basically it looks really good. I really like the aesthetic. Again, not much to say because it was just a CG trailer that looked cool. But yeah, I really like the aesthetic. I really like the futuristic, punky sort of art style they're doing. And it's just really different from Witcher, and I think that's good for a studio that's been making like the same franchise for like a long ass time, like Witcher, Witcher 2, Witcher 3, and then finally branching out into something different. So that's always good. And they say it's gonna be like a first person type game, so it's gonna be like a Bethesda's type RPG this time, which is interesting. And yeah, just gonna have the RPG elements you already know and stuff like that. So yeah, again, not much to say, but I am pretty excited for it, and I think it's coming out next year, right? I think I actually don't even know there was a date.
There's no release date actually.
Oh, okay. So it wouldn't surprise me if it comes out 2020 or 2019, like really late 2019.
Because just from the sounds of it, this is a big game, and I believe CD Projekt just makes big games in general.
Yeah, that's the thing. So.
Yeah, but just by typing in Cyberpunk 2077, there's a couple of videos, news articles. This one video, the gameplay blew my mind, so I don't know how much of that actually is the truth, but the game will feature full nudity for good reasons. So that's
this is a very adult game. They said. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't wait for that. I still need to play the Witcher series or just Witcher 3 really, and I know because I know people love that, and it's probably up my jam. Like it's sort of what I love. So yeah, I'm excited for it.
Yeah. I was just very interested to go and see exactly on how much hype there was on Twitter just by this game's announcement. So it was definitely very cool.
All right. So next we got Kingdom Hearts 3. The first trailer they showed was bad. I did not like the first trailer they showed with Elsa or whatever her name is from Frozen. Because there was this part where the trailer just they were talking and music was happening, but it sounded really bad. Like it just didn't like sound good. It's like and then it's like the music's playing. I'm like, all right. So that didn't really make me that happy. But the second trailer with like Jack Sparrow and stuff during Sony's press conference, I think it was, looks pretty good. The Jack Sparrow model looks so good for no reason. Like he's like, whoa, that looks really good for like a game with like anime characters. So that was cool to see. Again, I never played the other Kingdom Hearts. I probably should at some point. But the gameplay looks really fun. Like it looks like really fast paced and fun, and I'll probably get it at some point. But yeah, it's coming out next year, January. So that's cool.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you. Not a huge Kingdom Hearts fan, but I'm definitely very interested just by playing the game. Like I know the story for Kingdom Hearts is like all over the place, which one story detail was revealed where like one of the female characters got like possessed or whatever. She's pretty much on the dark side as far as I can understand. But yeah, I'm pretty much just going to be going into this game not playing the other ones because I feel like trying to play the other ones before this one comes out, which is next year in January, which is kind of soon. So I know that they wanted to go and release it this year, but next year early on, especially in like January, February, I think is fine. But yeah, I'm definitely looking out for this game because it's probably going to get perfect scores or it's going to be very disappointing to some. So.
Yeah, basically that's what it's going to be.
All right, so next game here was actually a surprise. It is the Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit. Yeah. So this is Don't Nod's next game within the Life is Strange series. This is a prequel to Life is Strange 2, I believe.
Yeah.
So, and also it's free. and it's gonna come out very soon, I believe.
I think
So
this month or next
this month, within the next week or two. So, but yeah, that is a interesting title that they announced and also made free for everyone to play. But one thing that I saw in Twitch chat was Cringe Simulator 2018, which
I saw something way worse than that.
Oh god, okay. But yeah, I was kind of getting those vibes because, like, you know, this kid lives in like the middle of nowhere and he has to like make fun of his own, and you're gonna be playing through that. I'm not sure exactly on how much I'll enjoy that because, you know, obviously everyone's childhood was different, and I definitely didn't do that sort of thing when I was younger. But who knows? Maybe Donut did a creative way to go and get people engaged and interested in Captain Spirit's activities.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'll play it.
Yeah,
I don't
same.
know how I feel about it,
Mm-hmm.
but I'll play it. Again, I can't really judge it much from what I've seen because it's like a story-based thing, and it's gonna be free, so it's not gonna hurt anyone. But
Yeah.
I think it looks good. I'll play it because I kind of have to, because, you know, life is so stupid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same.
All right, so this is also a surprise. Cuphead: The Delicious Last Course is a new DLC that they're adding for Cuphead. I kind of wanted this, but I didn't really expect it. So they're going to be adding a whole new island with a bunch of new bosses. You could play as what's-her-face, like the Chalice Lady. That gives you like new powers and stuff like that. She's a playable character now. And there's going to be like new charms and stuff like that. And yeah, I did not expect... They didn't really show much because, you know, animation is hard. It's going to come out next year, I think. But yeah, I'm happy. More Cuphead is always a good thing because I love that game. So it's always nice to get more of it. Do you have anything to add to that?
Oh, Cuphead, the DLC, aka the Delicious Last Course.
Yeah.
Which was very clever by them. But yeah, it's definitely very cool that they're adding more content to Cuphead. I know that some people were probably, you know, all right, you know, game's done. Guess I'm done here. But, you know, they're actually adding more content to it. So that is definitely very cool. And yeah, cannot wait to go and see, because I've yet to actually fully play Cuphead myself. So
oh yeah, you haven't. Yeah, I've beaten the game, and I've almost been an expert, but some of them are just too hard, so I'm just like, I'm good. I stopped caring after a bit, but it's still a really good game. All right, so this was a surprise. This is probably the biggest surprise of the Nintendo conference for me, was Damon X Machina, or Demon X Machina. I don't know. I don't know the pronunciation, but it looks really cool. Again, like I was gushing about before, it's like this mech game. And I saw gameplay of it in the Nintendo Treehouse. And it's basically a third-person shooter, but you're a mech, and you can like fly around and do melee combos and shoot people. I'm like, that's awesome. And I love mechs, and I know a lot of people in like, especially like in like North America, just don't care about mechs at all. But I can't get enough of it, and I'm really happy that they're doing something like this. And the music's really good. Like the music they were playing in the trailer in the first segment of the Nintendo Direct was really good. And I think the graphically it looks nice, since, you know, the game probably has to run at like 60 FPS on the Switch, so they probably have to make it like cell shaded and stuff like that to make it work. And I think it works pretty well. Like I think the game looks really nice. So yeah, that's coming out next year, and I can't wait. It's just something that came out of nowhere. I'm like, it's always good to have some surprises like that, like some new IP that I never would have thought about. So yeah, that's cool. Also, Dying Light 2 was also announced. This was something I've been playing recently, Dying Light. It's really fun. It's probably one of the only zombie games I actually care about that's not like Resident Evil or something like that. Because it is a lot more than just zombies. It's like you have the parkour, you have the crafting and stuff like that. And it's just really fun to play. Like the parkour combat and stuff like that, it's really fun. And with the second one, they're emphasizing more on the story, which I think is a good idea. Since the story in the first game is just like bootleg Far Cry, basically. It's just like a charismatic main villain, and then you're the guy, and I go beat the guy. So I'm like, all right, like it is not that great, and the side quests aren't really that good either. So to have a game that, you know, to say, oh, all your choices matter, and I know we hear that all the time, but it'll be cool to like actually do things and things actually matter. So yeah, and it looks like they're keeping the same parkour systems and stuff like that. So I'm pretty happy about that. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for that. It's like, again, only zombie game I'm actually excited about, so that's cool. Wolfenstein Youngblood is a standalone game to Wolfenstein 2, which is a co-op adventure, and I'm pretty excited for that. And yeah, it's like you play as like BJ Blazkowicz, which is like the main character in those games. His two daughters in the future, in the 80s. It's weird. I don't know why, but why not? And you play as his two twin daughters, and you kill Nazis. in the co-op thing, and I'm like, you know what, that's cool. So yeah, it's gonna be a standalone DLC. I think Wolfenstein 1 also had a standalone DLC. It was called Old Blood. So yeah, it's cool to see them do something like that with Wolfenstein 2. And again, the Resident Evil 2 remake looks really cool. I can't wait for that. I already said my piece on it. I don't really play Resident Evil, but I would like to get into the series, and this Resident Evil 2 remake looks pretty good. I'm pretty excited for that.
Looks like it's shaping up to be a faithful remaster.
Yes, and that's always good. PlayStation in general has been really good with the remakes and remasters lately, but like with the what's that game called? Shadow Colossus. Like how they did that, the Insane Trilogy. Like, it's just the games, but they look really good, and I think that's how all remakes should be. And last thing I have here is the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torna, the Golden Country. So this was if you bought the expansion pass, you got the sort of like the filler sort of things to give you while you wait for the main bit of DLC. I think today dropped another main bit of DLC, which is like this sort of like arena mode where you could like get Shulk and stuff, so that's cool. But this is like the big piece of DLC, and I did not expect it to be as big as what they've been showing. It's big enough that you're able to get its own physical copy of it, and I think that's really cool. And what they were showing in the treehouse, it really looks like it's its own game. It has its own mechanics. It has like its own party members and everything, like its own cutscenes. Like they put a lot of effort into this, and I did not expect that at all. And it's really good for Nintendo to really do these huge expansions like this, like the Splatoon one that I don't know if we're gonna talk about like games we've been playing, but I've been playing the Splatoon 2 Octo expansion, and that one's really substantial too. And this one also looks really big. Like I saw on the treehouse, their levels were up to like level 30 something. So obviously this game goes on for quite a while because you started like level 1. So it's really cool. It's a whole big expansion and stuff like that. Like I'm really excited to play more Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and it's cool to see DLC actually worth it. And all of this is for $30, and I'm like that's great. I love it.
Yeah, man, you're getting your value.
Yeah, and it's really good to see them actually like expand more on the story and stuff like that, since it's a prequel story, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for that. And it's coming out September, so that's real soon. Yeah.
It's pretty cool that they actually, had a close enough release date to get fans excited. So
yeah.
All right. Well, that's pretty much every single game we wanted to go and talk about during E3. There's some that we missed out on because we either weren't interested or we actually missed out on it. So if you think that there's a game that we would be interested in and we should talk about it, leave it in the comment section below. But is there anything else you would like to add, Damian?
Nope. I think that's about it. I'm like out of breath.
All right. Thank you guys for watching the Two Players Podcast, episode 62, focusing on E3 2018. And we will see you guys 2 weeks from now with the next episode.
See ya.